Go look at the women that live in Seattle, Chicago, and New York compared to the women who live in Miami, Dallas, and Scottsdale. It's night and day because the women who live in those southern cities, they have to show more skin, so they go to the gym more. But what happens is, even though you live in a city where the younger girl goes to the gym more, what happens is now the soccer mom, she sees her husband looking at the girl on the stair climber who's 22 and really hot, and she's like, now I need to go to the gym more.
Just because I'm fat, that doesn't invalidate the things that I say.
She died.
You ready to get supersized?
She died too.
Today I got the big Fruit Loop.
He's dead.
Join me on my Fat Positive radio show,
Which didn't last long because she died.
I was
All
like,
these people really died or no?
yeah, those all those people
they
died.
did.
Okay, guys, so let me explain this how this works. Rich people get Ozempic, poor people get body positivity.
I heard that. The Sou
Okay.
Park episode with the
Yes,
Lizzo.
yes,
Or
yes.
whatever.
Busted.
Just saying.
I wish we
That's
had
funny.
the video up here. They asked several women, they said, do you think Lizzo's beautiful? All the women said yes. And then the last one, he goes up to the woman, he says, anybody ever tell you look like Lizzo? And he punches her. Or she punches him. She punches him. And that's the way it works. It's like, it's one of these things where we're living in this place where it's like, okay, a couple things. If you are overweight, I don't hate you, but I can't take you seriously if you're morbidly overweight, because that means
You take yourself seriously.
no, because you don't take yourself seriously, but like, how can I do business with someone who cannot delay any gratification? By the way, also as a man, for those of you who don't know, if you are overweight, your body fat is aromatizing your testosterone into estrogen. And so you'll see as these men get fatter and fatter, there's more estrogen, and you start seeing their voice break. You start seeing stuff like I have a theory that Will Smith was taking TRT and was not taking an estrogen blocker. He's probably taking too much TRT, which is raising his estrogen levels, and you hear his voice break. Let's keep my wife's name out of your f***ing mouth. I think that was an excessive amount of estrogen that he was dealing with. I think that's what's going on in this situation. When you're that overweight, I have known several people who've put on 50 or 100 pounds, and every one of them, their neurology changes, and you start believing in crazy shit, and you become dumber. So it's really difficult when you're overweight like that. If I say this out of love, you need to control your weight instead of trying to glorify it. It's really bad. And I'll tell you something else. People think that I love bikini models because I like to objectify women or because I'm a misogynist. I love bikini models because it glorifies good health.
Yes.
It glorifies being in good health. It glorifies fertility. That's why I like bikini
It
models.
raises the level of human happiness.
If you guys don't believe me, go look at the women that live in Seattle, Chicago, and New York compared to the women who live in Miami, Dallas, and Scottsdale. It's night and day because the women who live in those southern cities, they have to show more skin, so they go to the gym more. But what happens is, even though you live in a city where the younger girl goes to the gym more, what happens is now the soccer mom, she sees her husband looking at the girl on the stair climber who's 22 and really hot, and she's like, now I need to go to the gym more. Healthy people in a city create more healthy people in the city. If you want to see some women who are ripped, come to Las Vegas, go to Dragon's Lair, Powerhouse, go to Fit Club, and you will see some ripped women.
Shout out to Powerhouse.
Shout out to
CD
Kaylee.
Yamagata.
Yeah. But the reason why you'll see that is because we have an ethos in Las Vegas. You have to keep up. Girl number one has to keep up with girl number two. And when you go to places like New York, instead of going to the gym, they just put on a big fat overcoat and just get fatter every year. That's what happens. Okay. So I am all for promoting good health. The issue with what they're saying before is it's not a function of my opinion that being that overweight is a problem. It's reality. It's physics. It's thermodynamics. Your heart cannot pump blood into a body that is that fat. Your heart could if it was stronger, but your heart gets progressively weaker because you're sedentary, you're eating fat, you're eating sugar, salts, and fats. Also, the excessive sodium is causing your blood pressure to go up. You are taking in massive amounts of cholesterol, and it's becoming a bigger and bigger problem for you. And it only goes in one direction if you don't handle it. Fat people, when they don't handle it, only become fatter. That's how it works. Okay. So just so we're clear, I want to talk about this in like the least hateful way possible. Promoting obesity, it should be criminal. Putting that woman on the Olympics in the middle who was morbidly overweight, that should be criminal. Not promoting people. If someone's overweight, shouldn't be criminal. What should be criminalized is the idea that we're promoting you to be overweight. That should be criminal.
That it's
You're
okay.
promoting death, not figurative death, literal death.
Can I say something really
ahead.
inappropriate?
Yes.
Just like gay. I feel like they promote it. They rub it in our faces,
Yes.
the movies and stuff. So I'm against it too. But I agree with the whole fat thing.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think it's super dangerous. I participated in a pageant in the past couple months, maybe a couple months ago, but I was one of the judges for a pageant and they were doing here in Las Vegas, and they had a category with oversized women, you know, like very like obese women, and one of the women won. And then later I followed their Instagram and the chick passed away, and I'm like, this is why you can't be like
newsflash.
You know what I mean?
It makes you age
dangerous.
faster. It increases your estrogen
dangerous.
levels. It changes your neurology. It causes you to have a much more difficult life just moving around in general. And when you get that overweight, as you get older, it becomes harder. Losing 50 pounds when you're in your 20s is significantly easier than doing it in your 40s when your joints start to degenerate. So I'm just saying this, guys, out of love, please, for fuck's sake, again, money, muscles, and gay, health, wealth, and relationships, health comes first. You look at these people like, again, one of my good friends, Wes Watson, told me, he goes, you look at other people when you want to buy their program. Would you trade your life for their life? Would you trade your life for their? He goes, I don't care if you're a billionaire. I would never trade my life for someone who's fat. That's the case. And I don't have anybody. I have family members that are fat. I don't hate you for being fat. My issue is when you promote this whole thing, you are promoting other people getting fat, which is dangerous. You are promoting death, not figurative death, literal death. That's why it's a problem. And that's why I host bikini competitions, because I like to promote health. I don't give a what, and breast
and
implants.
hot.
Well,
And breast
I
implants.
met you 10 years ago at a bikini contest, and
Yes.
I eat McDonald's every day, but
Yes.
it's bad. Just like, and my dino chicken.
Do I understand that some people have a lower metabolic rate and some people put on weight easier? I absolutely understand. And as you get older, is it a problem? I absolutely understand that. And I'm not mad at you for getting fat. What I'm telling you is, number one, it's like the
I'm
people.
mad at you for getting
It's like the
fat.
people who pay hookers in fucking South America and then come back and try to sell me a game product. Like, you're just a moron. Like, being fat is a problem. If you're fat, if you happen to be fat, that's fine. Just don't promote it to me. Don't promote it. That's my issue.
I like sex far too much to allow myself to get fat. For sure.
Note to self, don't talk about McDonald's around Michael anymore.
Let me get to these super chats here real quick. Hookup culture destroyed nuclear family. Thoughts?
I would actually go with you. The birth control pill actually had more to do with
the birth technology killed the nuclear
I think birth
family.
control, and I actually think that the welfare state did more to destroy the nuclear family than anything else.
I think it's a mixture of that, the
IKEA.
government, Satan. Yeah.
Go ahead, what?
I think hookup culture is a byproduct.
The government.
Guys, can you guys believe this?
Black Lives Matter.
Birth control controlled births. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
We gave people
It's
a
a
pill to not have babies.
technology.
Hold on. We gave a pill to people to not have babies, and they had fewer babies. Canceled. Conspiracy theorists. Conspiracy theorists.
Fake news.
And there were
Fake
less
news.
babies also, but guys still don't wear condoms. So
Yeah.
just
So
saying.
Yeah, everyone
Guys,
knows that
so
doesn't
it's
count.
hilarious.
It was all the Rockefellers.
Just
Yeah.
saying.
It doesn't count if you do.
What
so.
we're gonna say, women do not rate 80% of men as below average. The actual number is 85%, 5% average, and 8% above average, 2% most attractive.
So I didn't get that from Dataclism. I got that from more
That's-
update studies, but you're correct. Dataclism does say that. Yes.
Yeah, but Dataclism also came out in 2012.
Yeah. The other thing about Dataclism is it's just eHarmony, and so eHarmony is not right swipe, left swipe.
It's OkCupid.
It's OkCupid. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's OkCupid. You're not incorrect.
Because
It's
so
just-
many people are using OkCupid.
Exactly.
These days.
If you just like, the rule is just understand 80% of men, or 85, somewhere in that area, about 1.5 standard deviations of men are deemed to be unattractive.